Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Mike, 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 Mike. Guess what day it is? Hump day. That's right. It's hump day. Podcast day. Wednesday. Show me them humps day. How's everybody doing? Good week? Everything go well? Good, good. Glad to hear it. Wonderful, spectacular. Everybody out here in these streets doing their thing, doing their thug thistle. That's great. That's great. That's wonderful. Yep. Really? That's nice. That's nice. I heard about that. What? I can't believe it. Amazing. Amazing. So, podcast day. And on podcast day, something very special. I got a letter from two people. I got a letter from a couple asking how they could start their journey into BDSM. And I got a letter from someone asking where to watch and if I was open to a submissive. So, we're going to go backward. Where to watch this? I think the best place to watch this would be YouTube. It's the most reliable. It's got a good library of all videos. Everything is kind of in the same place. It's all sequential. So if you want to see something, if you need to get caught up, if you miss something, YouTube's going to be the best place to go. The Bear Effects Podcast on YouTube. Wow, that snuck up on me. The Bear Effects Podcast on YouTube. Look for us there. That's a good spot. Instagram's also a good spot. I think YouTube's a little bit better, though. Their library looks a little more inclusive and everything is in the same place. You don't have to jump around for it. So I would say go to find us on YouTube, the Bear Effects Podcast. Number 2, am I open to a submissive? Yes, I have currently a dominant that is being mentored. And I have Baby Bear, who is my primary nesting partner, full-time submissive. I am in the process of building a relationship with someone else that Baby Bear is friends with, and they are getting along and having a good relationship. So that's a thing. Am I open to another submissive? It would depend on the situation. I've done submissive training before. I've had submissives that have come to get trained. I've had dominants that have sent their submissives to get trained. I've done a lot of mentorship programs. So I am definitely open to another submissive depending on what the situation is and how that situation would work. As I said, I'm mentoring a dominant now. She is a dominant in the Tampa area that's going to be pro-doming and is getting trained on different toys, different styles, different types of how to play with different things, and just a general how to be a better dominant. I don't switch. I am dom all the time, all day, every day. I am a pro dom. So submissive training is going to be from the aspect of a dominant to a submissive. I tell people all the time, if I am doing submissive training, I am training this person how to be a better submissive for me. So that's something you want to keep in mind. General submissive training is one thing, but if you send me to train a submissive, because I am a human being, there is no way to be 100% totally unbiased. Going through that mentorship and that training is going to be something that they're going to get my views, my feelings, my thoughts, and the way that I do things. So in the times that I have trained submissives for other dominants or trained submissives as a service to another dominant, I try to sit with that dominant and get a good, clear picture of what they want, how they feel, and where their head is at. But I will tell them that if their thoughts, ideas, and goals do not line up with mine, it is going to be a useless situation because I can't teach your sub to be submissive to something I am not. So if You as a dominant and I as a dominant, we have similar beliefs, similar ideas, we do things similarly, but you don't have the time, or you don't have the inclination, or you don't have the experience, and you want me to train your submissive. I have to sit with you as a dominant before I take that on, because I have to make sure that you and I are the same type of dominant and I'm training her in the correct way. If I sit with you as a dominant and we're totally different, I will not take on the job of training your submissive, because it's not going to serve you at all. It's going to be a bunch of fuckery and bullshit. So I try to keep that in mind when I'm doing training, especially submissive training. Now, as far as a mentorship program is concerned, I am more than happy to mentor dominants. There are a lot of dominants out there that, in my opinion, are just not where they need to be. We are of a society now of, well, I call it the society of sensitivity. And there are just certain things that, as a dominant, mentoring another dominant, you just can't be sensitive about. You got to man the fuck up and soldier on. And that's not a gender thing. Even if, because the dom I'm mentoring now is a female dominant, but she got to man the fuck up and soldier on. I don't care what you like. I don't care how you feel. We do what we have to do. We do what we need to do. We don't necessarily do what we want to do. Anyone that is an experienced dominant in the BDSM lifestyle will tell you, being a dominant is not getting my way, doing what I want, and having everything the way that I want it. I have to prioritize my dynamic. I have to prioritize my partner, and I have to prioritize myself in a way that I'm servicing my dynamic. Not just myself, not just my partner, but my dynamic. And that means that, shit, I don't always get what I want either. That's life. Once you get grown, you don't always get your way. That's life. That's just how it go. Suck it up, soldier on. Do what you got to do. But Baby Bear will tell you, my primary nesting partner, my submissive, she will tell you, I don't have any problem saying no. She hates it. Now, she is spoiled rotten. She is spoiled because I spoil her. I spoil her because she spoils me right back. But on the occasions that I have to tell her no, she looks at me as though I am some alien who has been dropped on this planet, and she does not believe the words that are coming out of my mouth. There have been times where she has literally said, "What do you mean no? Huh?" And I'm looking at her like, what, the N, the O, which one is like, I know as in the opposite of yes, no. And she's literally looking at me like, no, what do you mean no? What does that word mean? Huh? No? Phoenix Goddess 4, you are absolutely right. She considers no to be a curse word. You must know her. I'm just going to assume that the two of you are friends and that she sent you in here because you're taking her side and you are friends. But yeah, she is spoiled rotten and she considers no a curse word. So as a little, she is constantly trying to do things that she has no business doing. Eating too many sweets. Eating ice cream as an entire meal. Not going to do her exercises when she has to go exercise. Not drinking water. What is it with submissives and what water? Just water. Nothing fancy. No like super chemical, nothing, that just regular plain water. It's like she doesn't know what it is. That, Daddy, my head hurts. Really, babe? Yeah, it's been hurting all day. I don't know what's wrong. Yeah. Well, babe, it's like 6 o'clock. You're about to get off work. You've been working all day long with the headache. Yeah, it's been hurting really bad, Daddy. I don't know what to do. Well, babe, did you drink any water today? And as soon as she says, I already know what the answer is. No. Well, babe, that's probably why you have a headache. You're probably dehydrated. Well, I feel fine. No. You're probably dehydrated. Well, I had some juice. No. I had some soda. No. Juice is not water. Soda is not water. You're lactose intolerant. You be out here drinking milk and eating cheese. That's not water. Like water. What is so hard about water? Yes, Phoenix Goddess, it has no flavor. I don't care. It's good for you. Drink it. Like all you have to do to avoid the headache is drink some water. I don't understand why that's a hard concept. But again, staying on her and making sure she drinks her water, making sure that she eats actual meals and not just a plate of candy, making sure that she does the things that she wants to do. As a little, there are times where I have to tell her no. And she is genuinely confused when I tell her no. And that's both a good feeling and a bad one. Because I feel like if you love your partner, you should want to spoil them. You should spoil them. And that goes both ways. If I love her, I should want to spoil her and I should spoil her. If she loves me, she should want to spoil me and she should spoil me. So we do spoil each other. But on those times where I have to say no, the fact that she is confused by it lets me know that I'm doing my job. It lets me know that I am showing her that love and I'm spoiling her the way that I should. But also, the fact that she's confused by it, it's like, what's wrong with you? I say yes all the time. If I'm saying no, it's for a reason. Like, can't you understand that I don't want to say no? I don't want to tell you no. I'm telling you no because it's for a reason. But, of course, because she considers no to be a curse word, now I'm cussing at her and she wants to get an attitude. And it's funny when she has the headache from not drinking any water all day and I tell her to drink water and she gets the attitude, she gets mad and she gets upset, but she does it anyway because I told her to do it. And I don't give a shit if you're happy about it. You're going to do what I tell you to do. Then she drinks the water. Then the headache goes away. Then I get the call. And of course, we're not talking about the headache at all from this point. And I have to say, babe, how's your headache? It's fine. What do you mean it's fine? You're feeling better? Yes. Well, what'd you do? How'd you fix it? I don't know. Girl, you know. You know. You know. So we take care of our people. So yes, as a dominant, if I am training your sub, it will be from the point of view of a dominant who is also a daddy, who is a caretaker, and who is someone that expects to be spoiled by my partner and spoils my partner in return. So if you are not compatible with that type of care and that's not the type of dominant you are, it does no good for me to train your submissive. So it's just not something that I do for everyone and not a service that I extend to everyone. But mentorship, I enjoy being a mentor. I am currently a mentor. I've been a mentor to a few people in the past. The bar is pretty high and there are some requirements that have to be met. And there is a certain level of honor and integrity, just a type of person you need to be. But yeah, as long as you can show me that, we're good to go. Now, the other letter I got was from a couple, and I believe it was the gentleman that wrote the letter. He wanted to know how to introduce BDSM to his partner in a way where he could be the dominant and she could be the submissive. Now, there are a couple problems here. Number one, we're going to get off program a little bit. I'm going to say some things that might rub people the wrong way. I'm going to tell you right now, if what I'm saying does not apply to you, then you have no reason to be offended because it doesn't apply to you. If what I'm saying does apply to you, don't necessarily get offended. Put your little feelings aside and listen to the message. The message is what's important. You're not going to like the delivery. You're not going to like the words, but the message is what's important. Okay? I'll say it again. If what I'm saying applies to you, you're probably not going to like it, but put your hurt feelings aside, pay attention to the message, and just let go of how the delivery makes you feel. Because I'm direct. I'm just a direct and honest person. And in this society of sensitivity, that makes me an asshole because I am direct. I don't coddle fucking adults. You're a fucking adult. I got to sit here. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, did the baby. Oh, go fuck yourself, bro. I ain't got time for that shit. You grown, I'm grown. We're adults. Be a fucking man, bro. Your feelings are hurt. But fuck about your feelings. Let me tell you something. And this is where it starts. I grew up in a time where all men knew nobody gives a fuck about your feelings. That was a fact of life when I was growing up. No one gives a fuck about your feelings. Your feelings are hurt, go cry in a corner, keep it to yourself, and come back when you're okay. Man up, do what the fuck you need to do, suck it up, soldier on. So, that being said, if you are too much of a bitch to talk to your partner directly, honestly, be transparent, and say something that might hurt their feelings, but is true and is a message that needs to be said, then your relationship is probably already suffering. Because sometimes you need to be honest with your partner in a way that may be uncomfortable. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be rude. You can say it with respect. You can say it with kindness and with love. But some messages, no matter how you say them, are uncomfortable, even if you do say it with love and you say it with kindness. But it needs to be said. If you're in your relationship and you are not happy with something, but you are scared to talk to your partner about it, and instead you're letting it just build up inside of you to the point of you are now resenting your partner, and that resentment is growing over time, you are destroying your relationship by keeping your mouth shut. That's not your partner's fault. You cannot hold someone accountable to something they don't even know they're doing. If you have not talked to them, have not told them, have not been transparent, and you have a problem that is building inside of you to the point of resentment, you are fucking up your relationship because you're keeping your mouth shut. You need to talk to your partner. And again, you don't have to be mean. You don't have to be disrespectful. You can be nice. You can say it from a place of love, but you need to say the thing you need to say. Okay? I tell people all the time, if you need to have an uncomfortable conversation with your partner, create a comfortable situation to have an uncomfortable conversation. Don't wait till you already mad. Don't wait till you already arguing. Don't wait till you're heated and things are emotional and then bring that shit up and make it even worse. That is not the right time. Also, don't wait for the right time because that shit is never going to come. If you don't want to have the conversation, the surest way to avoid having the conversation is to sit back and say, I'm going to wait for the right time, because that shit is never going to come. There is no right time. The right time is never going to happen. You have to create a comfortable atmosphere to have an uncomfortable conversation. A moment where everything is good, you're happy, everything is okay, everything is fine. Hey, you okay? Everything good? Great, wonderful, spectacular. Had a good night? How was this? How was that? Blah, blah, blah. Normal check-in. I want to talk to you about something, and it's important to me. but I want us to be able to have a conversation without getting angry and without the conversation getting like really emotional and being very negative. This is something that's important to me, and I feel a certain way about it, and I haven't said anything, and I'm not blaming you, and I'm not saying that, this is something that is your fault or is a problem, but it's something that we need to address so that we can deal with this situation in our relationship. Because even though it's a problem for me, it's a problem for us because it's a problem for me. Just like if you had a problem with something, it would be a problem for us. Set it up. And set it up in a way where it's not going to be negative, emotional, and draining or drama filled. Try to have a uncomfortable conversation in a comfortable situation. Okay? So, knowing that, you also have to know who you fucking with. You got to know your person. You got to know your people. If you know good and well that your partner don't want to have nothing to do with BDSM, it ain't gonna do no good to bring that shit up in a conversation and tell her you want to try it out. You know she don't want to have nothing to do with it. You got to know your people. You have to be able to probe your partner a little bit. Create hypothetical situations. Hey, babe, you remember that podcast we saw and that dude was talking about spanking people? What you think of that? You think you might like to get spanked like that? Like, you think that might be something we could do, something a little spicy? Fuck no. You touch me, I'll kill your ass. Okay, cool. Maybe that's not the conversation we ought to have. I don't know. Maybe. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. Now you can move forward with it. You can talk a little bit more about it. Okay? Power exchanges are not something that, even though there is very, very little difference between a power exchange relationship and a vanilla marriage. A lot of people have a problem with the wording. Power exchange, dominate, submit, submissive. The words tend to be where the problems come in. Not the ideas and not doing the things, but just the words. In the BDSM community, master slave are titles that carry a lot of respect, a lot of distinction, and they are something that is considered very admirable, that people work tirelessly to earn. Outside of the BDSM community, master and slave, that shit ain't cool. Ain't nobody okay with that. No, it's not something that people are okay with. The words have very negative connotations. So just jumping into a conversation and throwing that shit in, that can go left real quick. You got to know your people. You got to know who you're fucking with, okay? It's very important. Probing questions, hypothetical situations. Feel this person out before you bring this up in a conversation, and it becomes something that goes left and creates a whole nother problem in your relationship across the board, okay? So having a situation where you want to enter into some type of power exchange, first you need to have a conversation about your regular relationship. Because if your regular relationship is suffering, if you can't get a regular relationship right, you ain't ready for power exchange. Okay? If you can't go a week in your vanilla relationship without having a fight because your partner gets jealous when you look at another bitch, it ain't time to go to a swing party. Like, you're not ready. You're not ready. You know you're not ready. That's not the mood for y'all. Okay? Normally, swinging, kink, BDSM, these things are things that people add to an already healthy, good, solid relationship to make it even better, even more exciting, even more eventful, even better. If your regular relationship is booty, if your shit is trash, if you know good and well your regular relationship ain't nothing but angry sex and drama. Yeah, nah, you looking in the wrong areas trying to get into kink, trying to get into swinging, trying to get into any of this alternative. You got to fix your regular shit before you can be ready for the advanced shit, okay? Like, it's levels to this shit. Swinging is like level 5, kink is like level 7. If you can't get level 1 down, the fuck make you think you're going to be all right at level 5? Level 5 is just going to be additional problems. Okay? That a third don't fix the relationship. If your relationship is fucked up, bringing another partner in is gonna fuck it up even more. You're not ready. You're not ready. Okay. If your relationship's a good, solid relationship, that means you got good communication. That's where it starts. Opening your relationship up to some kind of power exchange dynamic, whether it be BDSM and getting into kink or getting into swinging or trying to establish some kind of relationship that is one of these alternative lifestyles, it starts at communication, talking to your partner, asking them how they feel about taking that step or making that move. If you don't feel comfortable directly asking those questions, that's a bit of a red flag right there, because if I don't feel comfortable asking you to go to a swing party, why the fuck would I take you to a swing party? That don't make no sense to me. If we can't talk about it, we damn sure can't do it. So, but let's say you don't feel comfortable asking the question. Hypothetical situations are always a good way to probe your partner and find out how they feel about these things you're interested in that for whatever reason you don't want to talk about. But again, the fact that you can't talk about them is kind of a big indicator that you're not ready to take that step. You have but let's say, for argument's sake, everything is great. You're good. Your relationship is good. It's solid. Everything is going great, wonderful, spectacular. You feel comfortable talking to your partner about whatever, and anything goes. Engaging in BDSM or kink is a simple conversation of, hey, there's something that I want to do that I think you might like, that I'm interested in. I'd like to see if you're interested in. It's BDSM. Do you know what that is? They're either going to say yes or no. If they say no, go with them and look it up, do the research together. Because doing that research together is part of the bonding experience that's going to get you started on the path into BDSM or swinging or whatever it is you want to do. Okay? If they already know what it is, great, perfect, spectacular. Because if they know what it is, that means at some point they had an interest, they had a desire, or they were curious enough to find or get or read, or wherever they found the information, they got the information. Okay? Ask them what their experiences are. Ask them how they feel about it, if they liked it, if it's something they'd like to do again. Probing questions. Where's your head at? Let me know. This is something I want to do. I want to do it with you. How do you feel about it? Same thing goes for swinging. No different. But it all starts at communication. Do not, I repeat, do not surprise your partner with some of this shit, okay? Do not let your partner come home from work one day and the third is just in the house waiting and you planning to have a threesome. It might work, but it might not. I have heard stories of men breaking up with their girlfriends because they found out their girlfriend was bisexual and wanted to have a threesome. I know. Stop. I'm saying stop to all of the men that think that is absolutely fucking crazy. I know. I understand where you're coming from. But evidently, there are guys out there that are turned off, disgusted, and have a problem with the fact that their girl likes a girl. I can't speak on this. I don't know anything about this. The last 6 or 7 partners I've had have all been bisexual. I don't even remember what it's like to have a partner that's not bisexual at this point. I have not had a non-bisexual girlfriend in shit, I can't even remember at this point. I don't know. The circles that I move in, the people that I talk to, the type of women that I attract, it just happens. It's just that's what it is. Phoenix Goddess, I would love to hear your story. Feel free to send me a message or type it in or whatever, because to me, that sounds ridiculous. Your partner, boyfriend, dude, husband, whatever, finds out you're bisexual, and their response is, it's over. I'm done. I don't want to be with you no more. What? I like girls and you like girls? Fuck that. I don't want to be with you. Really? You gonna release this jewel back out to the world? Nigga. Personal preference. I don't think that it's a bad idea. I'm just saying my personal preference is this. If I'm dating a girl, and let's say she's a 6, and she comes to me and says, oh, I didn't tell you, I forgot to mention this, but I'm also bisexual. You instantly get 2 points for bisexuality. You go from 6 to 8. And let me explain for all of my LGBTQ plus people out there. I completely understand that because a woman is bisexual does not mean she's going to want a threesome, does not mean she's going to want to fuck women with me, does not mean that she is going to want to be with other women while we're together. It does not mean that just because a woman's bisexual, it doesn't mean any of those things. But I damn sure got a better chance with a bisexual girl than I do with a straight girl. I'm just saying. The statistics are in my favor. That's number 1. Number 2, I do a lot of shit. The kinky shit, the swinger shit, the BDSM I do a lot of shit. I need a partner that is open-minded. So it is my experience that most bisexual women are open to playing with other women. The events that I do, the work that I do, I always get women and men that want female energy in a play scene. So even if I'm topping them, they want aftercare with a woman. They want female energy for aftercare. So if I can call my girlfriend and she wants to and is happy to provide aftercare to this person, that's a win-win for me. That's great. That's wonderful. That's spectacular. If she doesn't want to, that's okay. But if she wants to, she's happy. The girl's happy. Everybody's happy. I don't have to give her aftercare. Win, win, win. I'm good with that. I am so good with that. Okay? So for me, there are certain benefits to having, I got something in my eye, y'all. Fucking eyelash. There are certain benefits to having a bisexual partner that extend just beyond the ability to have a threesome or us looking at ass together. But let me tell you something. Don't underestimate the bonding experience and the fun you can have looking at ass with your girl. Just going to the mall, watching all the nice asses that walk through the mall. Being there with your girl, babe. Look at that one. Look at that one. Look, I know that's thick. Ain't that thing thick? Ain't it? Yeah, girl, that thing thick. There is a certain level of bonding and fun that comes with that. And having a girl that enjoys girls, that you can appreciate girls with, that's pretty nice. It's like having a partner that shares the same hobby of plane watching that you have. If we can go to the airport and lie out in the back of the truck next to the runway and watch the plane land, and we both like to watch planes, then that's something we can do together to bond. So yeah, we both like watching ass. Let's go watch some ass. That's something we can do together to bond. Let's go to rooftop. Let's go to New Beach. Let's go look at ass together. Yes. Let's see some real nice ass and then come home and fuck. So, again, that's nice to have. But you have to know your partner. You got to know your person. Okay? There are plenty of people that they're not bisexual, they just freaky as fuck. I've seen women that were not necessarily bisexual, but they still enjoyed watching their partner fuck somebody else. Men and women. They're voyeurs. They don't necessarily want to be involved. They don't want to play themselves. They just want to watch their partner put in work. I have known women that would masturbate to watching their partners put in work and then go home and let their partner lay them out, just put their ass to sleep. And for them, that was an amazing night. It's out there. It's all out there. If that's something you want, the conversation just has to be had. Again, communication. Communication is one of the most important aspects of any relationship. Swinger, kinky, vanilla, doesn't matter. Communication, communication, communication. One of the issues that me and Baby Bear have is I am a very good communicator and she is kind of new to communication. So we've had to kind of learn as we go to be able to communicate with each other. I'm older. I've had more relationships. I've had more experience. And communication is just like anything else. The more you practice, the better you get. I talk a whole lot. Shit, I got a whole podcast where I be talking. All I do is talk. Talkity talk talk. Mr. Yappity Yap Yap. So communication comes easy for me and I tend to be very good at it. For her, that was something she had to learn. And going down that path and figuring out together was something that at times was difficult and was really hard and at times can be very easy. But you put in the work, you do what you got to do to make it work. And we're great now. Now we're in a really good place. But in order to be a good communicator, you got to have impulse control. You got to have emotional maturity. You have to have patience. And you have to be able to remove your fucking ego from the situation. Because it's not about you. Every problem that you have in your relationship, you're a part of the problem. It's not just your partner. It's you too. And you have to be able to acknowledge the fact that you're a part of it. Yeah, me too. Every problem that I've had in my relationship, I was a part of it. Baby Bear was a part of it. We both had a part to play because it takes two to be in a relationship. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is sitting there and I'm perfect. I have no problems. Everything is good. I'm wonderful. All of the problems just come from you. You're doing everything. Everything is because of you and you're the cause of everything. That doesn't exist. No one's perfect. So practice that communication. And if getting into BDSM, kink, or swinging is part of the practice, then I guess use that to practice. But it starts with communication. You have to have that talk and you have to be able to have uncomfortable conversations with your partner. So again, I go back to where I started. If you're going to have you need to have an uncomfortable conversation with your partner, don't wait for the right time. The right time will never come. Don't have that conversation in an emotional place while you're already dealing with other negative emotions. That's not a good time. Create a comfortable situation to have an uncomfortable conversation. And that's it. That's it. Take it from there. Do your thing. Do your thug thizzle. Yeah, that's all I got. There's no like super secrets. You know, everyone's in a different situation. Everyone has different things they have to figure out. They got to work through, but the basics are all the same for everyone. Now, if you want to get in touch with me, the best way is through IG. Send a message to my Sentinel Bear IG account. Just DM me whatever questions you have. I do relationship counseling and relationship help. If you want some, DM Sentinel Bear on IG. That's the best way to get me. If not, you can probably drop a message with the podcast on YouTube. I'll get it eventually. I check every now and then, very rarely. The podcast IG page, honestly, I don't check that often. Every now and then, very rarely. The best way to get me is to send me a DM on my Sentinel Bear IG. That I check pretty regularly. I'm constantly sending memes. I like to look at the funny shit. So that's the best way to get me. Yeah, that's it. That's the whole shebang bang. That's the whole show. We got Chelsea's party is coming up. I do not have the information, but I will get it for you and I will have it available for the next show. I will have the deets, all of the details. Lil Mama, her store, her adult toy store. I don't have the information for that. I will have the information for that as well. I told her I would send a shout out to her store. She was at Lex's party that we just finished a couple weeks ago when she was selling all of her accoutrement. So I want to give her a shout out, little lady, doing her freaky item selling. July pool party. Yes. Thank you, baby bear. Look at you doing your thing. Girl. Mm-mm-mm. So there's a pool party in July, which is Chelsea's party. Baby bear, send me the date if you remember it. But we have plenty of time. I will get all the details and have them on the next show. It's not until July, so we got plenty of time. There are 2 other parties I'm going to get the details for, and I'm going to put those in. Splash is coming up. I got surgery coming up, y'all. It should be May. It is May. I want to say May 8th is my consultation when I'll get my exact date. So after the surgery, I might miss a couple shows, but I'm going to be right back as soon as I can recover a little bit and get back on the swing of things. But until then, endish May, so near the ending of May, you're right. Both of y'all are right. I do need my secretaries. Oh, I'm so loved. I am so loved. I'm a blessed man. I am very blessed. That's why the smile just. So, yeah, that's it. It's good seeing y'all. Keep doing your thug thizzle. Do your thing. I know you are, baby bear. I know you're on it. I see you. I see you. Do your thing. Do your thug thizzle. Okay? Stay out there. Man up. Do what you got to do. Dudes, work. Make money. Because your value is connected to how well you can provide. Ladies, take care of yourself. Be healthy. Because your value is connected to how good you look. And I don't make the rules, but that's the world we live in. That's just how it goes. If you men out there know, there is no unconditional love for us. Love is attached to how well we provide. Ladies, the better you look, the better your chances are. The more you get, the better things work for you. That's I don't make the rules. That's life. That's how society works. Okay? So do your best. Be your best. Do the work. And again, send me messages. Hit me up on IG. Let's make it happen, Captain. Let's do the damn thing. I don't think I can smoke this on live. So we're just going to leave my little vape pen off to the side for now. And I'm going to bid you a good night. Adieu, adieu to you and you and you.